Hey, this is Richard with Salt Strong, and today we're going to be going over 4 tips to be thinking about when you wade fish a tidal creek. Now, a tidal creek is an area that's going to have an influence of typically several feet of water moving in and out throughout the tide cycle. So my favorite time to target these areas is actually at low tide. And this is going to bring me to my first point, which is going to be making sure the creek is wadable. And the reason I say this is there's almost nothing worse than scouting out a new area and making a plan only to find that it's all mud when you get there and you can't walk it. Typically, you want to find an area that's got more of a sandy bottom or a high bank that has a lot of grass, which will also help you walk even if it is a muddier bottom. And another thing to think about is going to be your stealth. As you can see, I'm walking very slow and methodical because these fish can really sense vibrations well in these types of environments. There isn't a whole lot of water in these types of areas at low tide, and sometimes there's not even any current flow. So this is going to lead me into my second tip, which is target your deeper holes. The deeper holes are going to be where the majority of your fish are located during these low tide periods. As you can see here, I'm throwing right into the curve of this creek where there's actually a pretty nice hole that's roughly 4 to 5 feet deep. And you can catch trout, reds, and flounder all in the same small area because that's where most of the water is holding. Also, if you can, try to throw past the deepest part of that hole first, and then you can slowly bump or reel your lure into that deeper water. I'd recommend going slower, at least to start, because you can actually spook these fish pretty easily. And if you look at the bait, typically it's more in a holding pattern, somewhere safe and not really swimming around very fast or freely. So really what I'm trying to do is mimic an injured bait fish or a shrimp that wandered a little bit too far from safety.
Nice trout.
Okay, so this now brings me to my third tip, which is making a lot of casts and thoroughly covering that creek at different angles. In this clip, I'm actually targeting flounder. The great thing about targeting flounder is you don't have to be near as stealthy because the flounder are typically spooked much less easy compared to your trout or your redfish. So this can also be a great way to get some kids in on the fun as well. As you can see here, I'm casting about every 10 inches to a foot, or what I like to call a flounder length. And I'm standing right here at the edge of the water, making sure, I'm making very accurate and short casts. And I actually do prefer a shorter rod for this type of fishing, such as a 7-foot rod. I've noticed it's made the quick pitches and these shorter distances a bit easier when fishing. So the reason why I'm doing this and making so many casts is because I'm fishing very shallow water here, and these flounder are not going to chase after my lure. You almost have to hit these guys right on the head to get a bite. So finally, after working this short 20 to 25 foot area, I do end up connecting with a nice keeper flounder.
There he is. Another one. Beautiful little slam shady there.
So this is going to lead me into my fourth and final tip today, which is going to be knowing the types of bait present. This is really going to improve your success, not just in this type of scenario, but in fishing in general. So during this trip, I actually started out with a smaller size profile bait, but I was not catching the amount of fish that I thought I should be, and the ones that I did catch were all very small. So on my way in, as walking into this creek, I actually did see a lot of 6 to 8 inch mullet, and I also saw some very sizable white shrimp. So after seeing this, I did end up switching over to the Slam Shady Bomber, which is a 5-inch profile bait, and then also the 5-inch Z-Man Jerk Shad in the Slam Shady color as well. So both of these baits are already pre-scented, but it never hurts to throw on some Dr. Juice and help out as well. Both of these lures performed great, and I almost immediately started catching more fish and better quality. Sometimes all you need is a slight change in profile size to match the bait present, and you can have a lot better success. Wade fishing and bank fishing in coastal creeks is an absolute blast, and it is very simple to do with minimal equipment. It is also a great way to get some kids in on the fun because the fish are generally stacked up in a select few areas due to the water level. If you haven't tried it yet, I'd highly encourage you to do so. It can be some of the best fishing with the right conditions. So if you want to learn more on how to target and find areas just like this, or what lures to use and how to work them during different situations and conditions, be sure to check out our Insider Club where you can get information like this and even more detailed reports so the next time you head out, you have all the information that you need. We also do sell tackle and lures just like you saw here on this video on our shop page at fishstrong.com. Alright, so that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you found these tips helpful, and if you also like to wade fish in tidal creeks or have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the best online fishing club in America because we literally guarantee that you will catch more fish while saving time and money. We do this by providing you with our premium education and exclusive online fishing community and huge discounts on the best tackle for saltwater anglers. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. We hope to see you in the Insider Club family soon.